Oh, it works. Okay. Um, what's up, guys? Welcome into a game day edition of CFB Headlines Podcast Daily Show. Just two fools chatting it up, whatever you want to call it. We are back. Week one kicks off in like 7 minutes. I'm watching it right here. We got Rutgers, good old Shiano and the boys. He's been recruiting his ass off. Shiano has.
He really is.
Um, got a couple 4 stars. They're playing. I don't even know who they're playing.
They are playing Howard.
They're playing Howard. Yeah, that's right. Um, excited to see some D1 football back in action, to say the
Can't wait.
least.
The boys are playing tonight. The
Jacksonville State, baby.
boys.
Rich
I
Rod.
had to rock them. Had to rock
Rich
'em.
Rod.
Hey man, what's their say? Hard Edge, which is
I
crazy.
don't know, man. Rich Rod is just.
I'm
Rich
pretty
Rod.
sure that's it. Crazy, but I was gonna go tonight, but I actually just got text that it's packed. So Burgess is gonna be rocking tonight. Shout out Burgess. No,
Ain't nothing wrong with watching from the couch, man.
hey, right there on Mountain Street, man. Shout
Yeah.
out JSU.
All right, but before we get the season kicked off, we got to get our awards prediction in real fast. All right, just straight off again, Chandler. Who you got to win the Heisman?
All right, so I went back and forth on this with a couple of my friends earlier today, and they hilariously all said Quinshon Judkins just because of his NCAA 25 card. But no, for me, I went unbiased for my national championship pick, and I'm
No, Heisman.
no, I'm leading into it, and I'm gonna have a little bias here. I'm going Carson Beck. I need a Georgia Heisman in my lifetime. Give me it this year. Carson's gonna have the boys rocking, fired up. What are we saying? 4,300 yards.
Damn.
A lot of tutty. Come on, man. I gotta have a little bias. I have to. I haven't had it the whole time I've been doing this. I want a little bit. Give me Carson.
All right. My Heisman pick. Short summary. We got Rutgers walking out of the tunnel right here. Man, this gives me goosebumps just looking at Big
What
Ten
channel is it
football
on?
being back. Big Ten Network. My Heisman pick is Dylan Gabriel.
That's a good pick.
All right, who do you got for what was the other award other awards we're
It's
going
in
to
the
do?
private chat.
Walter Camp.
I'll let you go first on this one.
Walter Camp. I would have to say who's going to be running wild this
Because I'm pretty sure I know who I'm gonna pick.
I don't know, man. To be honest with you,
I'm going Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably go with Travis too.
Player of the year. I can
Yeah.
truly say I think he has a phenomenal year. I think somebody who's going to give him a run for his money is who's going to win another award that we're about to talk about. But
all right, who do you think is going to be the coach of the year?
Coach of the year. I guess if I'm rocking with my my national championship pick, I think Ryan Day finally does it. I think he gets coach of the year. I hate it. Sounds disgusting when I say it. I can't lie to you. Like it feels wrong, very wrong. But
He's a top 5 composite roster like every year.
I think he'll get it. I think that him winning the national championship will get him a coach of the year. Whether he deserves it, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I think he'll get it. But I can see why people would fully disagree.
I'm gonna keep going. There's no bias here. I've never been to the state, never been to a game. I'm gonna go with Dan Lanning as my coach of the year. I'm gonna keep rolling with Oregon. Thoughts on Will Rogers for Heisman? Said Gallo in the chat. Not happening. Hope he does well at Washington though. After the shit show he was left with at Mississippi State after Leach.
You ain't lying.
He deserves something good. All right. And then last award prediction. Who's winning the Biletnikoff Award?
Give me Luther Burden. And Luther Burden is who I was going to talk about that would give a run, or excuse me, that would give Travis a run for his money for the Walter Camp. But Luther Burden, best wide receiver in college football. Give it to him for sure.
It's not a bad pick. I'm gonna go with Trey Harris from Ole Miss. Missed a couple of games due to a knee injury last year, and it did. He had like 5 touchdowns in the first 4.5 quarters of the season. Add that with all the pieces Ole Miss got from the portal offensive line, too many running backs.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to guard all those guys all over the field.
You ain't lying. And I mean, another guy, he's not the only guy that can win it on Ole Miss either. Juice Wells.
Juice Wells is there too. Like, you can't. You got Jordan Watkins, Juice Wells, and Trey Harris.
I mean, what Juice Wells was doing in that first quarter against Georgia, I was like, oh, God.
Right.
We are going to lose this game. Solely from one guy.
But yeah, that's all we got for the awards prediction. So we
got one more.
Oh, we got one more.
Most improved team.
Oh,
it was our own reward or award. But I'll let you go first for this one.
Most improved team. I'm gonna go. This is based on like not solely like personnel, like talent they have. Stars recruiting wise or whatever. Just like top to bottom program. Winning or losing. Most improved overall. I'm probably gonna go with. I'm probably gonna go with. Why am I drawing a blank on this? Big Ten team, Nebraska. Sorry, Nebraska. I just think that Matt Rule has, he's done everything and more that he needs to do, and it's about time the work starts paying off, and Nebraska finally wins some 1 touchdown games because. They can't keep losing. Like, if they keep losing them, I mean, they're cursed.
They could find a way.
I hope so, because if they keep losing these 1-score games, I mean, it's etched in history. Like, just leave if you're down by a touchdown. Like, you're not winning.
You're not winning. For me, I was going back and forth on some of the Florida teams being Miami, not record-wise improved, but just, overall improvement from the team. But I'm not choosing Miami. I've already chose them for too many things. UCF was another one. You and I are both really high on UCF. But for me, if I'm going based off of record, I got to go Utah. And that's simply because their quarterback is coming back. But I think that Utah is going to win the Big 12 this year. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I had. Big 12 this year.
Big 12.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second.
Week 1 is underway. Rutgers and Howard just kicked off.
Let's go.
We are here. Real college football. 5 straight days of college football. I guess you can count Sunday, even though it's just one game.
Best time.
Better than none. But yeah, let's get into some predictions for tonight. We got a couple of good games where actually before we get into our predictions, week 1 is week 1. There's good games and there's games that are just really, the talent gap is not close. And that's not a diss to any team that's playing another team. It's just what happens with scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
So like Missouri, Arkansas, Utah, UCF, like they all play tonight, and we're pumped to see them. But like, there's no point in predicting the game. Like if they don't win, I mean, their season's over.
If Missouri loses to Murray State, that would be an all-timer.
I mean, I could see Arkansas losing in this world to whoever they're like Arkansas, Prairie View, whoever they're playing.
AR Pine Bluff.
Yeah, Arkansas Pine Bluff University. But like UCF, I think they're playing like New Hampshire. Like, God, I don't think they're gonna lose that. And then like Utah is playing like Southeast Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never heard. I didn't even know that school existed until they were on.
I could have told you that they did. It is nice though to see some of these teams that we've been, pretty high on, like Utah, or excuse me, not Utah, UCF, Kansas, Who else?
You're high in Utah. That counts.
Well, yeah, I am. I that wasn't who I meant to lead with, but just teams that we've been talking about hyping up. It's good to see them start to play this year, and also like NC State. They're not playing a hard
Oh
team,
yeah, I
but
totally forgot about NC State. Yeah,
just
they're
to get
playing tonight
action
too.
to see these teams, potential playoff teams, is really what we're getting to see tonight. In those, to fill out that lower spot. It's still going to be crazy if an unranked team wins one of the Power Four conferences somehow 1 year. Maybe not this year, but 1 year. Then there's an
I don't
unranked
see how
team.
I don't see how you can be in consideration and make a conference championship game with all the conferences being divisionless now and be unranked.
That is true, actually.
Like, if you
That
go
is
look
true.
at
Never mind.
it, there was a couple instances where like the SEC, the East Division was pretty bad.
Mhm.
And I'm sure like there was an unranked Florida.
I forget that could never happen now.
Yeah,
With
but
all
like
the
just with like how much talent there is in, Power 4,
Mhm.
like, and they're not being divisions, like, I just don't see how the 2 championship teams, can't be ranked. But, side note, Rutgers just went 3 and out. Not looking too sharp.
Uh-oh.
But, let's get into these game predictions. I think the first game we have tonight is Coastal Carolina at Jacksonville State.
You already know who I'm rocking with. Come on
I'm
now.
rocking with Rich Rod too.
Give me the Mountain Street, man. I think JSU's gonna make some real noise this year
I
in
don't even
Conference
know who plays
USA.
for Coastal Carolina anymore. I mean, Jimmy Chadwell left, Grace McCall left. I mean,
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either.
But JSU's got to get their get back from last year. So
I couldn't tell you who plays for Jacksonville State either, but Rich Rod
I can tell you a
coached
couple
them.
guys. Shout out to one of my old classmates. I won't say his name, but actually, yeah, I will. Shout out J Rock.
But yeah, let's go J Rock and the JSU Gamecocks. All right, but game 2, I think this is the second game. It just got pushed back an hour because of weather, I believe. UNC at Minnesota. Was at 8 p.m. Eastern time, got pushed back to 9.
Yes.
This is this is the most, like, if you're just looking at the betting odds, like, this is the closest spread in any of the games today. Like, it's been up to 2.5 to a pick 'em to 1.5 to 1. There's a lot of question marks on both sides. UNC is playing both quarterbacks, Max Johnson and their true sophomore quarterback, maybe a junior. Marion Hampton is still at North Carolina. If you asked me that 6 months ago, I would have told you you're crazy and didn't live in this universe. But they somehow made it happen. And then Minnesota's got I think a quarterback transfer from New Hampshire, ironically, or some NAIA or lower tier school that put up a lot of numbers, and he's got a lot of experience, and he was a top 15, if not 20 quarterback in the transfer portal. And, a lot of scouts and stuff are high on him this season. So it's this game's going to tell us a lot about these two teams. But if you had to get me to pick, I'd actually I'm just going to go with the home team here. I'm going to go with Minnesota just because, like, I have no clue who returns on UNC's defense. I don't trust Max Johnson enough. And the fact that they're playing both quarterbacks is not really ever a recipe for success.
That's what we were saying on the last show. If a team's playing two quarterbacks, it shows that they don't have confidence in one of them to fully lead the offense by themselves. So, with that being known, I'm just sticking with the home team. I mean, nothing about North Carolina says that they can go on the road to Minnesota and beat the rowers or whatever they used to call themselves.
Row the boat.
Yes, sir. Row the Goph. But
PJ Fleck is so due to pull an 8-4 season out of his rear end and save his job.
Yep.
Like, it happens every third year. Like, I'm astonished that this guy has managed this long for how mid they have been. Because they've had some peaks and then they just dropped off instantly. So, give me Minnesota and like a eye bleeder, like Big Ten football under, not a whole lot of offense game. And then for the last one, but I actually, before we go to the last game, Mac Brown is like my GOAT. The guy's eternal. I mean, see this guy, he's like making fun of how everybody keeps telling him that he's going to retire. He's like, I'm not going anywhere. So
I'm not leaving.
Shout out Mac Brown. All right. Anyway, now to the primetime game. No pun intended. North Dakota State at Colorado.
I'll let you tackle this one first.
Okay. We all saw what Colorado did in week 1 last year. They were 21-point underdogs. Note that TCU team was very bad. I was really impressed with how Colorado looked. I don't know, just something about that week 1. They're always fired up with energy. I feel like it's going to be a thing if Deion continues to coach in college football. And he's going to get scheduled for these, like, not that this is like something ginormous, but he's going to get scheduled for these like neutral site, big primetime games in the future. I just feel like this, like something with Deion in week 1 is just adding up in my head that just, I can't not take Colorado. Like, as much as I would like, it'd be cool to see North Dakota State win. Their coaching staff has been hired away. Like, their day on the high hill of FCS football is gone to another Dakota. It is now South Dakota. They're FCS. So Colorado was 9.5-point favorites last time I looked. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 10. But median spread, would be a touchdown. I like the Buffs. I like the Buffs by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, the spread's at 10.5, and I'll be honest. Earlier in the year, I was, really questioning Colorado and, how they were going to be this year. But that's in games down the road. For this game, after learning more about North Dakota State, I listened to the Unnecessary Roughness podcast earlier, just because I think they're entertaining. And
shout out my guy Blutman.
That's what I was about to talk about. He said that they had lost their wide receiver 1, their running back, and then 3 offensive linemen. So they too also have, trench questions, and they're replacing a bunch of guys too. And like you said, their coaching staff got hired away. So it's not the same NDSU that we knew in their prime. So with that being said, I expect Colorado to cover, honestly. Now that I've learned more about them. I still picked Colorado in our last show, but I'm a little more confident. The skill on Colorado, I think, will really shine tonight.
And Warren Sapp had a good quote the other day too. Like, he was talking about how much firepower they have, Colorado has on their defensive line. Now, do I think it's like all world firepower? No, but like, it is tremendously improved from last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that specific unit hasn't gotten enough respect, pre-game from the media. I'm going to give them their flowers. Like, I think BJ Green will have at least 1.5 sacks tonight. Transfer from Arizona State. I really think that their edge game is going to improve. What's going on?
Howard is moving the football.
They are. I'm watching.
They're moving the football.
We might have an upset alert live. Rutgers
one of our Twitter friends is a little nervous right now.
I saw somebody. It was like from Book It Sports that like Book It with Trent, his like group that he assembled. One of their guys, they did like college football over under win totals, and one of them was like so certain that Rutgers was going to get over 6.5 wins, and I was just like, I'm not touching that. Like,
they should.
I mean, they lost their quarterback 1 in the portal. Their starting middle linebacker went down with another ACL injury.
Oh yeah, he got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah. Second season in a row he tore his ACL. Sucks.
That's tough.
His quote on Instagram was awesome though.
What'd he say?
He ended it, like, his quote or, like, his post about being out for the season, he's like, "I suggest you pray for the first person I see when I return." It's pretty gnarly.
It's kind of fire. I can't
But,
lie. It's like that. No, Malachi Starks quote. You
yeah.
see that?
Mhm. But, yeah, okay, who are you the most excited to see tonight?
For me, I've been pretty high on Kansas, so I want to see them come out and ball. I want to see Jalen Daniels be healthy. Please stay healthy
They
as
might as
much
well
as he
just sit
can.
him to keep him healthy at this point.
Let him play. Treat it like a preseason game in the NFL. Let him play a quarter. Get up, 2 touchdowns, and then bring Jason Bean in because I don't think he transferred. So them, but I'm also excited to see NC State because there's been quite a little bit of hype for them for obvious reasons. They got Grayson McCall, as there should be hype that follows getting one of the best portal QBs. So I'm interested to see how how their offense looks against I'm going to say a pretty inferior opponent if we're comparing them to them. But I think that's the two teams we're going to pick. Obviously, Missouri, I think that they're loaded with talent. I mean, God, I had Luther winning the Bolitnikoff. So
Yeah. I love Lance Leopold, Kansas head coach. Somebody said I thought headlines had no hair. I got plenty of hair. I'm just wearing a hat. I'm not bald. But that threw me off. I love Lance Leopold. He's a great coach. He's done wonders for Kansas. Like, they're getting a stadium renovation, the wins and the losses, the national recognition. I mean, they had College Game Day there, I think, last season, because I remember Pat McAfee show or something being there on a Friday. Like, that is that is a dream for a Kansas football program and fan. Like,
also, timeout. I didn't know Jason Bean was in the NFL. Had no idea.
I knew he was out of eligibility, or
Had
at least
no
I knew he was gone. Like,
shout out to Durag. He just texted me and he said Jason Bean is in the NFL.
yeah.
So my
Yeah, I
bad.
knew he was either out of
Had-
eligibility or gone because I was 100% sure he did not hit the portal because I would have
Bad,
remembered that. But
bad YouTuber, bad streamer, bad Twitter user.
no, you're all right.
Gotta
But
hand up accountability.
yeah, we need to see Jalen Daniels stay healthy because I mean, he's like playing an average like 3.5, 4 games a season, like over the last 2-3 years. Like, it has not been pretty. Like, when he's in the game, he's done wonders for Kansas. It's just like, has that time frame of when he has had what he needed to in the scheduling and all the things. Like, his OC went to Penn State, Andy Kolnicki. Like, how do you adapt to that? Your first time having to deal with that, and so I'm not hating on Kansas. I didn't see it. Oh,
Big Tutty.
Rutgers pick 6.
Big Tutty. What do we call that? Hey.
Thank the Lord.
Look at the Rutgers crowd packed out. Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Shiano's done. Shiano is rebuilding Rutgers.
Got the boys fired up. Ready to
I saw
go.
one of the like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Hey, there's a lot of people there. You're right. I wanted some 4-star offensive lineman committed to Rutgers. And he's from New Jersey. He did it in the most like Jersey and Rutgers way ever. He had a pizza that had an R in the middle of it with the Rutgers logo. It was awesome.
That's fire. I can't lie.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of hard.
But I'm not a believer in Kansas. Going back to what I was talking about. I'm not a believer. I'm not a hater. I just think that they don't have enough. Like, you kept Kobe Bryant from the portal, their corner. Jalen Daniels is still there because he's a walking health liability. and I don't know who else is there. But I would love to see them continue to upset teams and prove everybody wrong.
Mhm.
You got anything to add about any team tonight, Chandler?
I don't even think I placed a bet on any teams tonight. Did you?
Like, I have a couple of prize picks entries that include maybe a player or two from tonight because there wasn't that many.
Mine are only Saturday and Sunday. Oh no, I have Travis Hunter tonight. I have Travis Hunter in both of mine. Actually, I just lied. I just have him for 39.5 on his receiving yards. So if he can just get 39, please, I'll be okay. And excuse me, 40. I'll be done get 39. If he gets 39, I'm just going to delete this app because there's clearly no reason I should have it.
Yeah. I'm excited to see UCF. Like you pointed out earlier, North Carolina State, NC State. That's a real deal. ACC playoff contender, right there. Missouri, Colorado. Somebody said, "Do you think Auburn will have a what?"
Do you think Auburn will have a good year? Good year.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. Like,
they didn't say that in the chat. I'm just assuming. Oh, it was. It was a good year. I guess they're right.
Good. Well, he left us hanging. I was like, the Auburn with the what? Like,
I think Auburn will have a.
Yeah, I think they need to. I mean, they got a lot of young guns that are full of energy, ready to contribute. My God, if Peyton Thorne has another bad year, he might as well just retire from football. Because he's not going anywhere in the NFL. Oh, Howard almost broke free. But that Auburn defense will always be good. Like, DJ Durkin is a consistent coordinator. You got Charles Kelly over there as well, fantastic recruiter. Like, I'm not saying lockdown number one defense in the nation, but Auburn's always got good defensive players. It's just time for the offense to step up. And if you can, if Hugh Freeze can get that RPO game rolling to, I guess, where it was back in the old Ole Miss days, Auburn fans would be pleased to see the forward passes alive in Auburn. Because last year it was not.
The receivers get fully utilized.
I mean, at least something. I mean, Peyton Thorne had 4 games last year where he had under 100 passing yards. I mean, it was horrific.
I mean, if he can just channel whatever he did against Georgia in every game, give him the Heisman. I mean, my God.
Shout out Kelvin and Rack. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
He said face reveal. Where's he been? What do you mean?
Yeah, where you been?
I'm saying.
Like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I mean, Auburn's notorious for chasing coaches out of town. So if they don't have a good year, I wouldn't be surprised if they just bought Hugh Freeze out. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just the Auburn is notorious for just giving coaches the boot. So, yeah, that's really all we got for tonight. This might be a little bit of a closer game between Rutgers and Howard than I expected it to be.
Mean, it's kind of looking like, you know what? Let Rutgers wake up. Just let them wake up. We'll see. We can sit here for a second and just watch this game if you want to.
Do you think the world will learn Elko soon? I mean, I feel like the world already learned Elko when y'all beat Bama in 21. Because it was what he basically carried y'all to victory. It was a defensive, gem.
I'll tell you right now, Notre Dame's going to learn what Elko means. I'll tell you that right now. I'm picking A&M, especially they are at home, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Give me A&M at home for sure. For sure.
But yeah, we'll get into Saturday picks on Saturday. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a fun live stream pre-game noon. Will Alabama beat Georgia this year? Hold on, one thing at a time. I gotta control myself. But yeah, no, stay tuned for the stream on Saturday. Y'all really like it. It'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, what's up, Durag?
But last question we got here. Will Alabama beat Georgia this year? I'm just gonna give you the worst answer possible. I'm not answering that right now.
Okay, well, he don't have to answer it.
You can answer it. I already know. I mean, we already know what his answer is gonna be. Obviously, Crimson Tide's gonna win, according to Chandler.
60-0.
The Crimson Tide.
Alabama. Yep.
All right, you heard it.
Ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hot take: Colorado will be in the Big 12 title game this year.
See, it's anybody's taking.
Yeah, that's not a terrible take. That's not crazy to say. It's not crazy to say that.
It's like the Big 12 is Utah. Like everybody's picking Utah to go at least win the championship game, and you got Oklahoma State, which Mike Gundy coaches a roster full of like 2 varsity players and JV players to like extreme excellence every season. It's incredible. But I mean, like the Big 12 is the most wide open conference in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like UCF is like getting neglected, like this team that sucks. Like, yeah, okay, maybe like it was fortunate for the people in the media that UCF happened to like have some timely injuries, like literally with earlier this week. But like, go ahead.
We haven't even mentioned Kansas State.
Yeah, like there's it's so up in the air. Like Utah's kind of on its own tier level, and then you got a whole bunch of contenders just right behind them, just waiting to catch up. Rack said, so theoretically, if the Martians have the death beam pointed at the Earth, who will be taking to win the Big 12? Oh my God! Hypothetically, I'd probably take Utah. On like, as much as I've hated and told people that are not winning the Big 12 this year, like if the Martians had a death beam pointing at the Earth and I had to take a team, I'd pick Kyle Whittingham's defense to defend us from the Martians.
Actually, we have a whole other reason we're taking Utah.
Oh, shout out Tony Finau.
Yeah, dude. Big Tony Finau.
We were at the Tour Championship at Eastlake Golf Club yesterday. And Tony Finau was like, yeah, just, come in, take a pic, like walking off the tee. I asked him about Cam Rising because he's a Utah guy. He grew up in Salt Lake. His story is incredible. And he was like, I'm so happy Cam Rising's healthy. Like, we need him. Like, last year it was hard to watch. But he's a big Utah guy. So he had the Utes winning the Big 12. So shout out Tony Finau. I know he didn't do yeah. That's the boys with Tony right there. He didn't do as well as he wanted to today. He said some things yesterday. He still got a couple of days to prove it, but that's besides the point. Go Utes.
Let's see. Colorado will lose by double digits today, by 10 points. So you think that's basically the opposite of the spread?
See, I have this like weird thing because Colorado was the ginormous underdog, like 21 plus point dogs. Week 1 versus TCU last year. Like, is there going to be some like reverse thing that happens when now they're double digit big time favorites? Like, are they going to shit the bed in week 1? Like,
I don't think so. I think that they did.
So. Like, it's just like I think they did what they did with.
I think they did the same thing that they did with Georgia, Oregon. You put it around 10, people are like, ooh, could be a close game. Oregon may walk in there. NDSU may walk in there. Let them know who's boss.
Well, Oregon's going to walk in there. I mean, like,
different Oregon than who we were talking about last year. Bo Nix. Like, come on. But, yeah, I think it was bait because they said like 76% of the bets are for Colorado or for NDSU to cover. So, yeah, I think Colorado may come out here and kill them. like
Yeah.
in game. Let me say that for
Imagine
YouTube.
SMU winning the ACC year one.
Hey,
Said
this is the Pony Express
do-rag.
Central right here. This
So,
is the
okay, that was a fantastic comment. So this is probably some of the biggest Pony Express supporters right here, and I am very concerned after what I saw last week. Now they were running a 2 quarterback system. It wasn't very two-sided, or there was a lot more Preston Stone than there was Jennings, but Brett Lashley did not look like he was wanting to coach. I mean, I don't blame him. Reno, Nevada is not the best place in the world. I wouldn't be too pumped up to play that game, especially away, but they got the job done. And yeah, no, Preston Stone for the win. I agree. Great quarterback. CFH has a very nice hat. Thank you. Actually, I don't know. I think it's at 7. There's I live right in the heart of Atlanta, and Brent Key, Georgia Tech head coach, run the ball. He's going to be at this brewery that's like a hop, skip, and a jump from my house. So I'm just going to walk down there, and like they said, it was like free admission. Like just go, like he's doing a little radio show. Like I wasn't asking for too much. I just saw it was around the corner. So he's hopefully he sees the hat and acknowledges it.
I bet he will.
Run the ball.
Seriously.
But
Run the ball.
Him or Nico in the 2028 draft? Preston
Who?
Stone.
Preston Stone? Oh, Nico.
Preston Stone's a junior. Nico's a true redshirt sophomore.
Yeah. Also, if Preston Stone is in the 2028 draft, there's some major concerns. Another pandemic has hit.
Yeah, I hope not.
Lord.
Max said me screaming at Tommy Rees last year. Yeah, I would not enjoy going from Bill O'Brien to Tommy Rees as a Bama fan. That is some stinky to stinky. But
well, they still got a trophy last year, so they don't have too much.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with Nick Saban, but he lost his first SEC championship game and never lost again.
Yeah.
Like, that is so impressive.
I've seen every one of them he's beat against Georgia. So we've rarely won the SEC whenever we've been in it, I feel like. I went to both LSU games. We lost. We've never beaten Alabama in the SEC championship game. Or if we have, it was way back.
Pre-Saban.
Yeah. Look at the Rutgers QB getting downhill. But, like, golly. I saw Tyrann Mathieu run that ball back before half. He stepped out of bounds, by the way. And, he dropped the ball before he ran in the end zone. But nobody cares. It's been years now. And I saw Joe Burrow absolutely have one of the best highlights I've ever seen.
Were you at that 2019 SEC championship game? I was there too.
Yep.
I was there too. I went for the that game, and I went for the LSU OU Peach Bowl, where LSU made Alex Grinch look like he should be unemployed way before he was fired. But
the Golden Goat. You got it?
Go ahead.
All right. The Golden Gophers will put on a show week 1 against the Tar Heels. Absolute dogfight in the making. I agree. I'm with you. We took the home team. I don't think you were here earlier, but we took the home team just because we're not too confident in a 2-quarterback system with Max Johnson. We're big fans of the coaching staff in North Carolina. Yeah, Mac Brown. But
a GOAT, man. He's eternal.
He really is. Eternal and no marble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say besides, like, I'm confident in a Big Ten defense over a mid-tier ACC offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, bro picked the Texas reverse rat poison for Bama.
And hold on, and just since we have a Bama fan here, shout out Mac. I want to say the rat poison that Nick Saban tried to do with picking Georgia to be the 1 seed or whatever he had. It doesn't work if you say it's rat poison. That defeats the whole purpose. You're just supposed to do it. You don't say, I picked him so, Bama would get pretty fired up. That totally defeats the purpose of doing it. You're not supposed to tell him. So that's been my gripe for the past 2 weeks because he did it, or week, whatever, however long it's been. Whenever he made that comment of like, yeah, it was, rat poison. You don't say it. I know he's still learning the media stuff. I guess I am too, but it's just been my. Alex Grinch is a nice guy. I love him dearly.
I mean, that's the only reason why Lincoln Riley kept him employed for like an additional 4 years. They were like best friends. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I heard like it was the hardest decision of Lincoln Riley's life to like fire Alex. Like, now looking at it, should it have been the hardest decision? No, it's like the easiest decision in the fucking world. Like, like anybody with 2 brain cells sees that numbers and see that your defense is absolutely atrocious. Like, you got to do what you got to do. Like, friends or not, like, you can't keep stabbing your own program. Like, I guarantee you there would at least be a natty somewhere in Lincoln Riley's coaching career as a head coach at OU or USC if he would have fired Alex Grinch after that 2019 LSU game. Like,
it's just crazy to me that he had Caleb Williams, and just knowing how good he is.
He went 8-5. They were in a dogfight with Cal. They had to put up 50 plus, and Cal scored like 50 plus on them to win. Like,
lost to Tulane in a bowl game.
That Tulane team was pretty good though.
They were good, but still.
You can't lose. You can't lose to Tulane in the Cotton Bowl.
If we have, championship expectations for some team, and obviously they weren't, their defense wasn't on par or anything, but still, you shouldn't be losing. I get it. Tulane, good team. Not taking anything away from them. They won that game. Shout out to them. If we're trying to put Lincoln Riley in these, this higher air, he has to win that game. And it's not like they didn't put up the points.
Oh, they put up plenty. It's just like Lincoln Riley is like, it's not like Lane Kiffin if he wants to be unserious, because like Lane Kiffin, like he can't, like, he's always done something about the defense. Like, he's always actively tried to improve it. He just stare at it and said, damn, y'all stink, and just go back to his own business. Like, he actually tried to do something about it.
Miller Moss, 5 tutties. LSU losing +6. I hope not. Look, as long as Nussmeier has 275.
We'll get to this on Saturday.
I'll be okay.
We will get to this on Saturday, but
oh yeah.
I think the spread's at 4 now.
Let's see. I'll check it real quick. On the Real app. Download.
Oh, you're doing I'm going Real Sportsbook.
I'm on a Real app. You go to Saturday.
Rutgers
Sunday
was held to 7 points, none being by the offense in the first quarter versus Howard.
Hey, Rutgers has a 6-game win streak in season openers. Didn't know that. It's 4.5. LSU is favored by 4.5.
Yeah, it was fluctuating.
The Real app is the best app. That's what I'm saying. Download Real.
I'm say. But all right, fellas, I'm gonna kick back. You want to do this last one, Chandler?
Which one?
You just put up?
Comment? Oh yeah. Outside of conference titles and Heisman winners, Brian Kelly and Lincoln Riley have pretty similar resumes. I mean, let me think about it. Hold on. Take all the Heisman winners away. Yeah.
That's like a big ask if you take the Heisman winners away. Like, that's a big ask.
That is a big thing. That's like taking threes away from Steph Curry.
Yeah. But it's not like your take is not wrong by any means. Like, if you're
just going off their record, their team record,
and look how far they've taken their teams in the postseason, like, it's very similar.
Mm-hmm. If you take away the individual accomplishments, and honestly, you could say that Lincoln Riley has an advantage just because he doesn't have he didn't have those specific grade Like you know, you have to have really good
requirements.
grades to be at Notre Dame. Yeah, I couldn't think of how to word that, but
Yeah, GPA requirements.
yeah, GPA requirements. Shout out George Pickens.
Shout out
for
George
anybody
Pickens.
that for anybody that understands why I'm saying that.
Yeah, free Deion Smith at Ole Miss too. He finally did his homework, and the NCAA denied him eligibility. Damn you, NCAA! But gotta go to class. No, please enjoy your Thursday night, everybody. You know, college football is back. Week 1 is kicked off. It's a quarter in now. It's the second quarter. But yeah, enjoy your night. You know, enjoy it with your family. Please like and subscribe to the show. Follow us both on Twitter. Our usernames are on our camera square in the corner. But yeah, thank you guys for the support, and we will see you. I don't think we're gonna do one tomorrow. It's not that really good games tomorrow. It's not.
Yeah, I got work too.
Yeah, it's not that big of a slate either. But we'll see y'all Saturday morning. So appreciate y'all, and make sure you're tuned in on Saturday morning.
Shout out JSU, 8:00.
Yeah.
Y'all better be watching.
That's
all I'm saying.
Bring it home.
Easy cover. Easy cover.
Was it 3.5?
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy time.
JSU baby.
Burgess Snow better